Good morning. Today we are going to learn programming in C language. C is a computer programming language. Before going to learn the C language, we must know the what is language. Language, take the examples Telugu, Hindi, English. These are all languages are used by us in our regular life. We use the Telugu or English or Hindi languages to communicate each other, to share the views and opinions to each other. By using these regional languages, we are sharing our thoughts and views to each other. Simply, we'll set some set of instructions to communicate each other. We'll give some set of instructions to do a work. Uh, the language is a medium between the two persons. If you take the regional languages, Telugu, Hindi, English, like that. In the same manner, the C programming language is a computer language. By using this computer programming language, we can interact with computer and human being. Actually, the computer can understand only the binary language. The binary language in the format zeros and ones format. The computer can understand only the binary language. The binary language is also called as the mission language, that is in the form of zeros and ones only. So the man cannot remember all these binary codes, because we can remember as a human being. We remember lesser codes, few binary codes. So I will tell the example of the binary code 0110111100. This is called the binary code. We can uh, remember few binary codes for. As a human being, we cannot remember all the binary codes. So, it is very difficult to remember all the binary codes and interact with the computer. So, that's why we are using the programming languages that are in the form of English. We will write some programs or set of instructions in English language, and that in set of instructions are converted to binary code, that is called mission code, in the form of zeros and ones by using the compilers or interpreters. So to interact with the computer, to give some instructions to the computer, now we are using some intermediate interface. This is the programming language. So human beings can understand English, computer can understand zeros and ones binary language. So to interact each other, we are using one interface, that is the programming language. So by using this programming language, we will give some set of instructions to the computer. The compiler in between human being and the computer, the compiler software is there. That compiler software will take the input as the programming language written in English language, that is converted to binary code. After converting the binary code, that is inputted to computer. Now the computer is able to understand the binary code, so it performs some activities whatever wrote by the user or human being, and it will give some output. So that's why we are using the programming language. As English and Telugu, Hindi, we are using these languages to communicate each other. In the same manner, here also the programming, computer programming languages also used to interact with the computer and the human user. So C programming language is the powerful language. It is a uh, so in this class uh, we will learn introduction to the C language and structure of the C language program and character set data types in C language. These are the features of the C language. C language is used in the embedded systems. It is a high level assembly. It is very portable. Compilers exist for virtual every processor. Easy to understand compilation. Produces efficient code. Fairly concise. The history of the C language. The C language is developed by the Dennis Rich in 1972. Oh, it is developed for Unix, designed for system programming like operating systems, utility programs, compilers, and filters. This C language is evolved from B, B language, which evolved from BCPL language. So before going to start the C language, we will see how a simple program, the first C program, how it looks like. So this is the first C program. In this, we see hash include stdio.h. This is the first line of the program. The second line void main and the parenthesis brackets is there, and in the third line curly braces, open curly braces, and the fourth line we wrote printf, and in the double quotes we written one string, and end of the statement we given one semicolon. After that, in the fifth line curly braces. So this is a simple C program. uh, Here the first line indicates preprocessor used to share information among source files. So hash include, it is a preprocessor file. It includes the standard input output header file to your program, this program. The next second line void main. Every C program must have main function. The every C program must started with the main function. So here void main means void is a qualifier. It indicates it doesn't return any value, anything. Void means nothing. It doesn't return any value. So here main is a function. So the function has indicate identified with the parenthesis. This function main function doesn't return any value. Void main means. In the second line, the printf, it is a input output function. It prints the string quoted within the double quotes hello world on the screen. Whenever you execute this program, it prints hello world on the screen. So this is a simple fast program. By using this simple program, we are printing a string hello world on the screen. So to compile this program, press Ctrl F9 and Alt F9 and Ctrl F9 to compile and run the program. So every language has some alphabets. If you take the English, we have the alphabets. After that, we follow some rules, grammar rules, some sentences. So in the same manner, here also in C language, these are the pieces of C: types and variables, expressions, statements, functions. If you take English language, for example, in English we have the alphabets. By using the alphabets, we frame words. By using the words, we will frame the sentences. By using that sentences, we will write the paragraphs, text, books, like that. In the same manner, the C language, these are the pieces. Uh, we'll we'll say it is as a tokens also, pieces of C are tokens, small pieces. These are types and variables, expressions, statements, and functions. Types and variables, definitions of data in memory. What kind of data we are using? This is called the data types and variables. Expressions, arithmetic expressions. We are going to use arithmetic expressions, logical and assignment operators. Statements, sequences of conditional statements, iteration statements, and branching instructions. So we are in the beginning, we discuss program is a set of instructions. So these instructions are flow of execution, conditional execution, or we will execute the statements or set of instructions repeatedly. That means iteration, and branching. Depends upon the condition, we'll execute some branch of instructions. We'll ignore some branch of instructions. Functions, group of statements and variables invoked recursively. So set of instructions, function is a block of statements, a group of statements. These are executed recursively, repeatedly. Whenever you want to execute that particular statement, set of instructions, will execute that particular set of instructions recursively again and again. For example, if you take the factorial of a number, finding the factorial of a number, to find out the factorial of a number, we'll multiply that number with the next number, like that. C types. Basic types are character, integer, float, and double. Declaration syntax, string of specifiers followed by a declarator. Declarator's notation matches that in an expression access a symbol using its declarator and get the basic type back. So C types, C types are character. If I want to store a character alphabet, I will use character type. If I want to use a number, I will use integer or float or double. So depends upon that number, I am going to use integer, float or double. So before going to use a number or character, we must declare in the program that variable or types. Declaration syntax: specify the type and give the followed by a declarator name, variable or type name. These are the C types examples. Int I. Int is a integer data type of declared a I variable integer. Int pointer j comma k. J pointer to integer. Int k. Unsigned character. Float f of 10. Char next char int character array of 10 floats. Int a of 3 of 5 10. Two-way array. Int pointer function of float. Array of 3 arrays of 5. Function returning integer. So these are the some examples: declaring the integer variable, declaration of the pointer variable, unsigned character, and declaration of that array, three dimensional array, and functions. These are the some examples of C types. So coming to the program execution, in the C language, the flow of execution in C language is sequential. The flow of execution of a program is sequential. So all of you know the tape recorders. In olden days, we used this tape recorder. In the tape recorder, you will find a cassette. For that, to listen a song, you must listen 1 and 2, like that. So Walkman or tape recorder, in that we will have only the three buttons: play button, pause button, stop button is there. Then we must listen one by one the songs. That is, flow of listening of the songs is sequential. After listening the first song, we'll listen the second song. After completing the second one, we'll go to the third one. In this way, we will listen the songs in a Walkman or in tape recorder in olden days. But uh, in that same manner, uh, we are in C language also, the execution of the instructions of a program is one after one. After completing the one instruction execution, then it goes to the second instruction. After completing the second instruction, it goes to third instruction. This is called the sequential flow of execution. The program executed one after the one instruction. It is called the sequential flow of execution. Coming to the character set of C programming. So every language has a character set. Before we discuss, in the same manner, the C language has these are the character set: letters, digits, special characters, white spaces. These are the character sets. In these letters, we will find alphabets that are capital alphabets or small alphabets we use in the C language. Digits, all decimal digits, these are the 0 to 9, these used in the C programming language. Special characters, comma, full stop, colon, semicolon, question mark, these are the parentheses, curly braces, square brackets, exclamation marks, percentage, hash include, percentile, backslash, forward slash, tilde operator, underscore. These are the special characters. White spaces. White spaces is also included in the character set of the C language. These white spaces has special meaning in the C language. Blank space, horizontal tab, carriage return, new line. Compiler ignores these white spaces unless they are part of a string constants. The compiler, whenever you compile say C program, it ignores these white spaces unless they are part of a string constant. Data types in C. Data type indicates the type of value which can be processed by the language. Type of data we are going to store used in a program is called the data type. Data types are classified into two types in C language. One is the primitive data type, second one is derived data types. The primitive data types, fundamental unit of information which cannot be broken into parts. Basic unit of the information is called the fundamental units. This cannot be broken into some parts. This is the smallest part of a data. If you take words, if you take a paragraph or sentence, in that the smallest part is the words. Yes, so this is the, in the same manner, primitive data types, fundamental unit of information which cannot be broken into parts. Integers, floats, characters. Integer is it is used to represent the numbers. Float, it is used to represent the numbers. Characters, it is used to represent, to store characters. Here integers and floats too are used to store numbers, but some slight difference is there. Integer is used to store, represent numbers without decimal point. The second float is used to store numbers with decimal point. Example 2.3, 5.4, 6.7, like that. The second type, data type, derived data types. They are made up of one or more primitive data types. The combination of primitive data types is called the derived data types. These derived data types is derived from primitive data types, primary data types. Using the integer, float, and character. Arrays, structures, unions. Examples these. Arrays in this will store similar data types as a group. Structures will use the different data types, dissimilar data types as a group. Union will store dissimilar data types as a one group. Here, a detailed view of the primitive data types. Data type integer. This integer data type is used to store the number without decimal point. To store a number, integer number, it requires 2 bytes of memory. The second one, float data type, it is used to store a number with decimal point. It requires 4 bytes of memory to store the floating point number. Character, it is used to store a single character, alphabet or character. It requires 1 byte of memory to store. Double data type, it is used to store double precision floating point number. To store this double precision floating point number, it requires 8 bytes of memory. In this way, whenever you declare a variable data type integer, the compiler allocates 2 bytes of memory for that variable. For float, it allocates 4 bytes of memory. For a character, it allocates 1 byte of memory. For double, it allocates 8 bytes of memory. So coming to the data type qualifiers, or the modify the behavior of a variable type is called qualifiers. So there are two types of qualifiers are there, size qualifiers and sign qualifiers. Uh, the size qualifiers are short or long. Sign qualifiers are signed or unsigned. Sign example, signed number plus 5 minus 5. This is the signed representation. Unsigned representation 5, writing as a 5. So here the data types, it has qualifiers, type qualifiers. Short integer, memory required 1 byte. It can store range minus 128 to plus 127. Integer or signed integer, 2 bytes of memory is required. The range is minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. The long int, memory required 4 bytes. The range is, it is a big number. Signed, unsigned short int, 1 byte, that is range 0 to 255. Unsigned integer memory required 2 bytes 0 to the range is it can store up to the number from 0 to 65,535. Here the signed or unsigned the representation actually to store the integer number the compiler allocates 2 bytes of memory for that integer variable. Here whenever we are using the qualifiers automatically if you are using as a signed qualifier then one bit is goes to the one bit represent the sign. That's why if you observe the difference between here signed integer and unsigned integer, the difference is there. Here the signed integer requires 2 bytes of memory. Coming to the unsigned integer also require 2 bytes of memory, but the difference is in signed integer the one bit is used to represent the whether the it is a positive number or negative number. So 2 bytes of memory is there to store a integer number. 2 bytes means 8 bits is equals to 1 byte. 2 into 8 16 bits. Among the 16 bits 1 bit is used for sign bit and remaining 15 bits are used to store the number. So that's why here if you observe in the signed integer it stores from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. This is the variation. Coming to the signed unsigned integer, it can store from 0 to 65,535 numbers. This is the difference between the signed integer and unsigned integer. In the same manner, unsigned uh, long integer, signed long integer is there. 4 bytes of memory is required for long integer. 4 bytes is required for unsigned integer, long integer. So coming to the character data type, character char or signed character. It requires 1 byte of memory to store a one character. So here signed character the range starts from minus 128 to plus 127. So here in this 8 bits 1 bit is used to represent the sign positive or negative and remaining 7 bits are used to represent the character magnitude. Unsigned character also requires memory 1 byte. From this 1 byte 8 bits are used to represent the character. So that's why 2 to the power of 8 is equal to 255. So 0 to 255 range, the unsigned character. So float requires 4 bytes. The range is 3 points. Exponential number is there. Double 8 bytes. Long double 2 bytes. This is the thing. So up to now we discuss introduction of the C language and the history of the C language and the structure of the C program, how it executed and character set and various data types and qualifiers available in the C language. So, make a note. This is the quiz. Match the following. letter in the left hand side, letter, digit, special character, white space. In the right side, horizontal tab, 7H percentage. So here letter H is a alphabet, it is a letter. So answer is C. Digit, 7 is a digit in the right side. 7 is a digit. So answer is B. Special character. Here the special character in the right side group, uh, percentage is the special character. Fourth one, white space. We discuss the white spaces. The compiler ignores these white spaces. The white spaces are horizontal tab, vertical tab, spaces, new line, carriage return. So here the horizontal tab is there. The second one, data type and memory required. We will match these things. Short int in the first group, short int, integer, long int, double. The second group, second side, A 8 bytes, B 1 byte, C 2 bytes, D 4 bytes. So short int required, integer requires how many bytes of memory? 2 bytes. But here short int, so it requires only 1 byte memory. Second one, int, it requires 2 bytes. So C is the answer, 2 bytes. Third one, long integer, long int, it requires 4 bytes of memory. Double, fourth one is the double, it requires, the remaining option is 8 bytes and it requires 8 bytes of memory. These, these are the questions expected from this chapter. State the C character set, explain the C character set, list the various data types in C and give with suitable examples. These are the questions expected from this chapter. We will discuss one more topic, that is the compilers. Compiler is a software, it compiles entire program and checks, it reads entire program and gives the error report. If there are any errors, it doesn't execute the program. Compiler converts the source program that is written in high level language English into object code. If the program is without errors, error-free programs are executed. Otherwise, it reports the errors. This compilers takes little bit of time to convert the source code into object code. These compilers are useful to the big application programs. The next one is the interpreters. In our discussion, we discussed about the compilers and interpreters. The interpreter is also one software. It converts the source program line by line into object code. After completing one line of source code into object code, it goes to the second line. So it gives the errors instantly. Whereas Compared to the compilers, it compares compiles the entire program at a time, and it gives the error report in the compilers. Coming to the interpreters, it converts the source code into object code line by line. The interpreter, the disadvantage in interpreter, it takes the more time to convert the source code into object code, because it converts the line by line of source code into object code. The applications of C language. The C language is used to develop the system software as well as application softwares. By using this C language, we will develop operating systems, utility programs, compilers, interpreters. These are the system softwares. And as well, we will develop the application softwares also. By using this C language, we will develop the application softwares. The examples for the application softwares: database management systems and office automation tools, spreadsheets, word processing softwares, graphical processing softwares, and engineering application softwares. These are examples for application softwares. So the C programming language is a powerful language. So these are the features of C languages. C language. Uh, C language has number of characteristics or features. Due to this, C language become a popular programming language. The important characteristics of C are given as: C is a general purpose and simple programming language. By using this C language, we will use the uh, general purpose. We will develop the applications, general purpose applications, window based applications. C is a structure based programming language. It has more operators than other languages. It has the arithmetic operators, logical operators, some exponential operators, relational operators, conditional operator, like that. It has the more operators compared to the other languages. It has more data types. C is a powerful, efficient, compact, and flexible. C is high portable. It can be run in different operating system environment. By developing a program in one system and convert compiles and take the object code, we can execute that object code in any mission. That's why it is a high portable. C is well suited for writing system softwares as well as application software. If you take other programming languages, that other programming languages are dedicated to develop the application softwares, but it is the C language used to develop the system software also. C program can be run on different operating systems of the different computers with little or no alteration. No rigid format. Any number of statements can be typed in a single line. C is a middle level language. That means it supports both the low level language and high level language features. That's why it is called as a middle level language. In other words, C is a language that provides both the flexibility and ease of use of high-level language, the third generation language, and the power and efficiency of a second generation assembly language. It has the both features, assembly language features and the high level language features. That's why we call it as a middle level language. C programs are fast and efficient. C can be applied in systems programming area like compilers, interpreters, assemblers, linkers, loaders, etc. So these are the features of C language.